So like always guys, welcome back to the channel again. And today, let me move this accordingly. There we go. And today we're going to talk about the Moto G Stylus 2022 5G and the issues that I had with this guy. So it's not too many, to be honest with you. You have this side fingerprint scanner, as you can see. That works perfectly fine, but can be very annoying. You may say, well, Ian, what do you mean by that? Well, because you press this button to lock it, right? Sometimes you just want to see your home screen. So if you tap it with another finger, it'll vibrate. It'll let you know the time. Versus if I press it, it'll just automatically unlock it. Even if the phone is locked, you press it, it'll unlock the phone. Sometimes you don't want your phone unlocked. Sometimes you just want to see your notifications on the screen. Now, what I will say is that this does have the on-screen, I forget what it's called, like an on-screen screensaver. I forget what it's called, where your screen is still on and you're able to just swipe and change things in the background. The stylus does have that. I just happen to turn that feature off because I'm more concerned about my battery life than anything else. Now, it is 120 hertz, just so you know. What I will say is that the process, the screen, is very, very smooth. I am recording on the N25G. So if you're seeing it go in and out, this is what you're going to experience using the N25G camera-wise and low light. And I always do that on purpose. And I like being very transparent so you guys know what it is that I'm using. So if you ever decide to YouTube, if you ever decide to record certain things, this is the quality that you're going to get. Now, when I'm playing Pokemon, it's extremely smooth. Much smoother on screen than what you guys are currently seeing. Man, it is lightning smooth. I can't believe that it's as good as it is, which is super surprising. Most of the applications, Call of Duty, gaming, things like that, work flawlessly. I don't have any lag. I don't have any issues. Something like Genshin Impact is a different story because that's a much higher end game. So there's nothing I can do about that. But stuff like Pokemon, you see how fast it moves. You see how easy it is to throw the Pokeball. Look how fast it is. 1, 2, that fast. Catch it. It seems like it's super optimized and really fast. Like it actually moves faster than my S21 FE for Pokemon. But like I said, higher end gaming, you might have a little issue, a little lag here and there, adjust the graphics. But things like Call of Duty, things like Diablo Immortal, you should be perfectly fine. Genshin Impact, again, it's going to be a little laggy, but it will work. You know, nothing more to say about the gaming experience. If we're talking about things like Canva, I didn't have any issues with Canva whatsoever. It did load very, very quickly. Now, what I will say is if you have a bad internet signal, it's not going to load that well. But as you can see, it's loading very fast. It loads very well. I do all my thumbnails and different things on here through the actual phone itself. Now, I do use a Canva occasionally on the computer if I'm just happen to be sitting there. But for the most part, I use it on the tablet or I use it on this guy right here. And I'll be completely honest with you, it works very, very well. I haven't had any real problems with the Motorola in terms of performance. Everything worked good. It was the occasional lag here and there. It's not very often. And the only time it does lag is if I'm using multiple applications. Meaning I'm editing an application, I'm uploading a YouTube video, I'm doing two things at once while simultaneously looking at YouTube or reading manga. Obviously, with the Snapdragon 695, excuse me, I'm belching, you're going to experience some lag here and there. There's nothing you can do about that, especially for low-end phones. But what I will say, price tag-wise, the phone is free right now. So if you're a new customer, it's free. If you're a porting customer, it's free. If you're adding a loan, it's adding a loan. Adding a line, the phone is free. You do pay that, I think it's 25 or 30, whatever it is for activation fee. You pay the $30 for the plan. If it's add a line and you already have a device, or if you're starting service for the first time, you'll be on a $50 plan or a $60 plan. You do have to get one of those in order to qualify for the zero down for the phone. Basically, zero, you own it, you're good to go. After 6 months of consecutive use, it will unlock on its own, or more so, it's eligible for unlocking. You'll use the application to unlock it. And if you don't know where that is, for you guys that had this phone over 6 months, it's in a folder called Metro by T-Mobile. As soon as you click it, wait a minute. Oh, looks like they moved it. It's not there. Is it in Moto? Let me find it. Actually, that's surprising. Normally, it's an application that actually unlocks your phone, but it doesn't look like it's here. That's odd. Anyway, that's fine. No big deal. the point is that there's an unlock application that you can get that will unlock your phone for free after 6 months, and or you just call customer service and they'll walk you through it. Well, normally there's an application on the phone. I guess this one doesn't have it because it has less bloatware, which is a good thing. Motorola doesn't have much bloatware at all. You get the true, similar to a Google experience. Google's a little bit different, but this is the closest thing you'll get to a clean Android experience with not many bloatware or applications on it. Now, charging speeds. This is very important. It charges extremely slow. We're talking the box comes with a 10-watt charger. I know that it supports Quick Charge 3.0, and the charger I normally use is about 30 watts or so. And it charges fairly well. I would say in about 30 minutes, you're getting 40% or so, 40 to 50% close to it. But it's slower than the standard charges of iPhones and Galaxies and things like that. I don't know what Motorola is thinking with this disgustingly slow charging. I think it's disrespectful to their customer base, and I do believe that if they decided to get it charged faster, that would make them more of a contender in the cell phone space. But maybe that's just me, and I'm just talking. But whoa, that almost fell off. That almost fell off right there. But yeah, the charging speeds is average to mediocre in my opinion. The camera isn't bad. It doesn't have 4K or anything, but it does do 1080p 60 frames. Let me give you an example of that. Pull that up right here. Let's see. Camera. Then I'm going to want to go ahead and do is go to video. And right here, if you're looking, you can switch between 60 frames, 30 frames. We already talked about that in another video. And it's not bad. Like I said, if you follow in my videos, my last one with the Naruto headphones was actually done on this phone, the Moto. This is my daily driver that I use every day. My Samsung phone went to my grandma, the S21, so she'll be happy with that. And eventually I'll get a high-end phone again because of the camera. I like the best quality, but this is going to have to do right here. And like I said, what's recording right here is the N20 5G. So outside of that, I haven't had any performance issues. I haven't had really any slowdowns outside of the charging speeds. The camera is okay. It's obviously not better than a $699 phone that I previously had. But for you guys out there, when you go outside and take pictures, photos, videos, things like that, it's going to look really good in the day. But at nighttime, unfortunately, with this particular one, when you move the phone around, the colors are constantly changing, and that typically happens with cheaper phones. Like if I had a higher end phone, I don't think I even would experience this, but it is what it is, and it's not a big deal. Call of Duty works just fine, like I said earlier. Xbox games work just fine. When I hook this up to the Razer Kishi controller, I don't have any issues. Software isn't an issue. I believe this launches with Android 12. Could be wrong, but it's Android 12 currently on it. I'm not sure if it's going to get 13 though. I will hope so, but Motorola is notorious for just disrespecting their customer base by selling you a device and never upgrading it. Now, the good thing about it, updating the software. Now, the good thing about this particular one is that like with most mid-tier phones or lower end phones, they get like one major software upgrade and then that's it. And they'll get a security patch here and there. And because of the price tag of this phone, which is normally $499 by the way, but because it's under Metro by T-Mobile, it's about $280 something regular. Upgrade price, I'm not too sure, probably between $179 to $129, but new line price $0. You just pay for the activation and the first month of service. Same with new line, same with porting. The phone will be free for now. Now, I don't think it's going to stay that way for a long time. In my opinion, I think that after Black Friday or after the holiday sale, it's going to go back up to like $79 for a new line or something like that, because it's one of the best phones that Metro sells in the mid-tier market. Obviously, if you go iPhone or Samsung S21 under Metro, I'm talking about Metro branded phones, not bring your own device. You can obviously get better, but this isn't bad for the price tag. And like I said, I currently use it. Now, of course, it doubles down with a stylus. And again, this is a video telling good things and bad things. The bad thing is that if you look at the front of the stylus right here, let's see if I can get that in focus. It's a little round goofiness. It's not the pen that you're used to with, say, a Note phone. It's never going to be like that. They're always going to keep putting these cheap styluses in here. Hopefully one day Moto actually gives us something that we actually want for once. But until then, there's no telling what they plan on doing. But the phone works great. I haven't had any issues with it. Like I said before, it does have a dim screen. Don't get me wrong. It's like a cheap LCD screen in my opinion, where I do wish the brightness was a little bit higher than what it is, but it's not. But it does make that up with the 120 hertz screen, which you're allowed to put this in between, I believe 120 and 60, if I'm correct. Let me just double check and see right here. If you go to display, right, we're gonna scroll down to here where it says auto refresh rate. Yeah, so it goes between 60, auto, and 120. I put on auto because there's times where the frame rate is going to probably switch between 60 and 90 and fluctuate. So by putting it on auto, I'll just have that smooth experience for the most part, rather than a straight 120 where it can probably cause apps to crash if it can't handle it. Now, it hasn't happened yet, but I figure I just kind of mention that because that's what happens with these type of devices. So anyway, there's not much more to say. Ideally, if you're going to Metro by T-Mobile and you're not looking for the highest end device in your Android, the Moto is the ideal device to get. It's zero down. It beats out every phone. Yes, there's an A53 5G, which is a horrible, horrible device that just has extreme, it's laggy, it's nasty, and I can't consciously suggest that for anyone because it's just not a good phone. I bought it, reviewed it, seemed fine initially, but as I used it more and more over time, eventually I did sell it. And if someone gave it to me for free, I wouldn't even use it. That's how bad that phone is. Unless I had nothing, that's the only way I'll use the A53 5G on purpose. But Samsung, you know, they do very well with their higher end phones. But when it comes to their mid-tier, they don't give, let me catch myself, they don't care what they sell to people, if we're being honest. But this is good. This is the Moto. So with that being said, want to just kind of rush this real fast and put it out so you guys have an idea of what you're getting yourself into, especially with the Black Friday sales going on. This is the ideal phone. So let me put it back in this case. I don't want this thing damaged at all. Anyway, like always, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I said, I did a video on this one previously with the N20 5G on the problems that I had with it. And to be honest, it's not a contest. This is the better phone, plain and simple. Bigger screen, sharper, better battery, better camera. I will say the OnePlus to me does seem to have better network signal depending on where you go. Where I work, Motorola has 2 to 4 bars or so, while the other one has higher and better service with the network. But that's neither here and there. It really depends on where you are. It's not like I have any drop calls or anything like that, so good to go. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, be safe. Peace.